Man United have just beaten Brentford in great fashion, and you lot can't even hate on that win. You know what? I've had to change my tune a little bit. I can't sit there and want to lose. I'm not gonna lie, and I was really hoping that we could maybe get a W today. As much as I don't agree with this manager, sometimes you just have to put the swords down, pause, and just give credit when it's due in it. But do smash the likes, do subscribe if you're new. This is United content only. And for United fans out in here, it's only positive today. And as much as you can be negative, not one Man United fan today can tell me anything negative on that game, except off the pitch. And when I mean off the pitch negative, let's just get out of the way and let's be honest with one another. The medical team had an absolute howler with De Ligt, and that's the only way we conceded that goal, because if De Ligt was there, who, by the way, was an absolute monster, that's the only way they could get a goal against us. I'm not gonna lie. I would sit there and I would be annoyed, and it was very difficult because I'm not in favor of this manager, as a lot of you lot know. But even sometimes I can just look at it and think, you know what? I can't just sit there and be a miserable git. And it's utterly ridiculous for me to even sit there and want this club to lose. You know what? When the time comes for him to go, he will go. If he's here to stay and we can go on maybe on a little run, West Ham are there for the taking. Fenerbahce is an unknown. It's Europe. If this is the time to flip the script, then let's see and whatnot. But does not mean I'm Ten Hag in or whatever you lot want. Right now, I'm just Manchester United. Man United fan and Man United fan only. But if we're going to break down the game, the way I like to look at it anyways, is that you got to hype up some of the players that don't get the recognitions. The obvious one today, obviously, Garnacho was running ragged. That cross that came from Liverpool, Vandenberg, absolutely got skimmed, yeah? Skimmed milk, right? Just like his pasty skin, a bit like mine, yeah? That ginger got put on toast, yeah? Gingerbread man got broken up. Garnacho absolutely killed him. And you know what? Garnacho, for me, was easy man the match, and it was an absolute wonderful finish. And that ball from Rashford was a delight as well. Did Man United mess up chances? Of course. There was some situations where it was kind of annoying. But today, the team that got put together was not even United's probably best 11. No Ahmad either. Xerxes questionable, but Hoyland I thought played okay, got his goal. Could have done more though, in my opinion. But he's only getting back to the grips of things. He's got a couple goals now underneath since he's come back. It's not the worst in the world. And I'm not going to be one of those that gets under Hoyland's skin. I don't want to be one of those guys that actually are quite negative of him. I quite like what he does as a number 9, even if some others do not favor it. Right? Same thing with Garnacho. Garnacho's IQ levels are very annoying. When it comes to setting up goals, he's not the best. But when it comes to cutting inside and with confidence, and when he finds a bit of form, the guy is lethal. And today he was lethal. Today, even with the midfield, whatever happened in the second half, where Ten Hag, Van Nistelrooy, and the rest of them went into the dressing room and got stuff going together, you have to admit they were absolutely on job. Whatever they said, the message got across, because the domination, as Deji was said, domination in the location, that's not my thing, by the way. That's exactly what was produced, because Eriksen, Casemiro, and even Bruno Fernandes, like, they just understood what they needed to do. Casemiro was a lot better. Sometimes the first time sprays he does that he likes to do needs to be cut out. Doesn't mean it's going to stop. Doesn't mean that next game he's not going to get, absolutely battered. But for this game alone, it worked in favor. And Burma, I forgot he was on the pitch. We all thought whether it's Johnny Evans, maybe Lissandro Martinez that went out on the left-hand side. Bearing in mind, Lissandro has only just got back from South America with all his friendlies, etc. He done an absolute job, and I absolutely forgot that Burma was even on the pitch. You know what I mean? That B-Tech Lacazette absolutely got put in a pocket. But I like Burma. He's a very good player. Lewis Potter was giving Delos a hard time in some cases, but Delo, this is what you have to learn and what you have to go for. When it comes to Delo, his best position last year, was at right back. He thrived at right back, and he was probably more than likely United's best player, or at least most consistent player. Play your players in their best positions. Delo at right back, he looks more comfortable, defensively way more sound, and when it comes to attacking, he provided that absolute depth that was needed in the attacking third, especially for Rashford to cut inside. That's his role. And maybe we found a new role for Rashford, but he was frustrating me in some cases. Bar his passing, and sometimes as we know, like he makes some dumb decisions. He simplified it a little bit. And it kind of reminds me when it was COVID times and it was behind closed doors, Rashford was used on the right and he simplified his decisions. Ericsson took control in the second half, so big up to him as well. De Ligt, for whatever he had going on with his head, whether it's bleeding down, monster. Now, I don't think he's going to get any recognition really whatsoever. I think a lot of the plaudits might go to Evans, man of the match, tackles, solid. 2 in a row for him, really. Especially at his age, he's playing a lot more minutes than he should. But Evans and De Ligt look way more comfortable than I've seen De Ligt and Lissandro Martinez as a partnership. Truth be told, maybe Lissandro should be the option at a left back for now and keep Delo at right back. Maybe that is our best back four, and we have to accept that. There was a little squeaky bit. Obviously, when Lindelof came on, you lose a little bit of that presence, that leadership. But United prevailed, and I didn't feel threatened, and I actually had a smile on my face at the end of the game, and so did all the United fans that went there and supported. As much as I can take the backlash, and I'm gonna get called all sorts, but the United fans deserve that. The performance alone, United fans deserve that. And I'm not gonna sit here and be shameless. I can be shameless about what I've been saying a lot, to be fair. And it's the first time on this channel alone I can actually produce something that's positive and something that's not instantaneously negative on Ten Hag. Like the thing is, what I didn't do, even on my own watch long, even when we conceded that goal, that's not Ten Hag's fault. That's the medical team's fault, and someone has to be held accountable for that, because we should have +2 goal difference today, maybe even 3 if we bucked up our ideas. Now we can relax for the weekend. We can see what other games happens. Yada yada yada. Fenerbahce's next, 1 game at a time. If we can get in a little run, then great. If not, then we can, obviously, the torches will be out and we'll be all out for, I'm sure, Ten Hag's neck and whatnot, and some of the players as per usual. But you can't knock anyone today. I'm so happy for Højlund to get a goal. Garnacho's been under heavy criticism. I don't really believe in cussing players or getting onto them when they're under a certain age. I was a kid once. You was a kid once. You know what the scrutiny's like, especially when you're at a young age. Not everyone can handle it, whether it's mentality or not. It's not about if you're good enough to play. It's just like, allow it. These guys do read stuff, they do watch stuff. It's not unknown. It shouldn't need to hurt their feelings. If they're men, they can take it. It's a little bit different, especially if they've been at a club for a long time. But yeah, man, I'm really delighted with the performance and the 3 points. We're not in the mud as much as I thought it was going to be. That whole lineup alone was suspect. But now, like, hopefully some of the players can gain a little bit of confidence. As a fan, I gained quite a lot of confidence. But yeah, you got to big it up, man. Casemiro's solid in the end. They didn't really get past him. I thought they were going to skip him and Ericsson. I thought there was going to be no legs, but United actually played with some sort of confidence and looked like they were playing to instructions. And that's where you have to actually praise Ten Hag for that, because in the second half, it was like they were allowed to let loose, stop playing this mid-block kind of situation, get up high and be compact with each other, go into your 4-4-2 out of possession and win the ball back, and then make some combinations. So for me, I'm absolutely delighted for my team. I don't know if you lot are. I know a lot of you are going to come in here and say, oh, Ten Hag's in for another month. Oh, I went to the game. I'm a real fan. You're set at your desktop supporting there. Real fans sing Ten Hag. It doesn't matter what you think. I don't really give a crap either. You support United. We want to win, and we got the win. I'm not saying that Ten Hag's flipping off the hook. It just means we won. As much as I wanted United to lose in the past just to get this guy out, I just can't do it no more. It pains me. I'm conflicted way too much, and that's wrong. For me, it's wrong. You know what? I've made up my mind. In the end, it's completely wrong. So on that notice, 3 points. We push up on 11 now. Now we can survive a little bit, but we're going to still hold the brunt of the sword. So it is what it is. As a United fan, defend the badge, defend our honor, and don't let anyone else try to tell you differently. Yeah, because this week, whether you're online in the chat, online in the, like myself, on the content creation level, they're gonna obviously say, yeah, Ten Hag in, we don't mind this, that, and the other, yada yada yada. Just don't let us embarrassing you. Don't let us embarrass you when it comes down to it. West Ham's next. I thought they're there for the taking. I think Lopetegui's days are numbered more than Ten Hag's, anyways. So I think we can go to West Ham and get something. I'm more than confident, especially without Kudu's on the pitch. They're gonna have to find a different way of playing. They got their own struggles. And then after that, we've got Chelsea, which is going to be the other test again at Old Trafford. We really got to be solid. It's a shame because we conceded that goal. It would be nice to get a clean sheet. But again, can't help it. It's still +1. It's still a positive. And the performance alone is worth praising. and nobody else can tell you differently. So yeah, do smash the likes. Hopefully you lot get your comments and give your thoughts as well, honestly, on the game, not about the manager. If it is about the manager, then at least let it be something objective to read. Otherwise, I'll just ignore it. But in a bit, enjoy your days, enjoy your weekends, and tomorrow I might release a little something about 5 things we learned, and let that be a series that could be ongoing at least. In a bit.